my channel? Welcome back to another video. I'm Jessie and you're watching If I seem hyper excited, it is because I freaking am. I am so excited that May has finalmente rolled around. It is finally May. It is finally AAPI month. I am so freaking excited to celebrate AAPI Asian reads. As y'all know, Asian folks across the world are struggling, and there has been a slew of anti-Asian hate crimes that have occurred in the United States that Asian Americans are raising awareness for. In addition to that, there is a crisis in India. And while it is important to celebrate Asian lives all year, not just when it's convenient, not just when May rolls around, not just when those lives are endangered, I am really excited to be centering Asian individuals in my reads for May. So I'm going to leave some resources and fundraisers in the description box below in case you are trying to figure out how to get involved and how to help. Please share and spread the word on these resources. And there are a bunch of Asian-centric readathons happening, as well as some other really exciting ways to participate in Asian Heritage Month. So I will leave that down below as well. Also, May is my birthday month. My birthday is May 3rd, and I am so freaking excited for it. Birthdays are really big in my family, and I am just so excited for mine to roll around. It is like the one time of the year that I feel comfortable celebrating myself. Last year was a very, very tough year for me, along with
the rest of the world.
This year, I'm really excited to be pampering myself on my birthday and spending the day with my doggy and my books and just chilling the hell out. So this video is going to be my TBR for the month of May, the books that I'm planning on reading in May, and I am going to be picking my TBR using the aid of my trusty dusty TBR cards. I will leave the other TBR cards playlist video playlist. I can't speak right now. I don't know what's going on with me. Down below in case you have missed those videos and want to catch up. But basically, this is a game of cards that I play with every single month to help tell me what the hell I'm supposed to read. It makes picking out my books exciting and makes reading fun and interesting while also keeping in mind diversity. And I'm really excited to see what the TBR cards have in store for me this month. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to be using my purple dice tray and my pretty purple die. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm only going to be rolling one dice this month instead of my usual two because I have a secret TBR that is planned. That video is going to go up later this month. Super freaking excited for that, and I'm gonna have to read a bunch of books for that video. And also, I didn't complete my TBR for last month, which is to no one's surprise, and I want to get to those books too. So I'm going to be playing a little bit of reading catch up, and then finally I am going to Michigan to pick up my mother, and then I'm gonna drive her back to Minnesota where I live, and we're gonna spend a week together. And so I know that there's gonna be a week or so where I'm not going to be reading a whole lot. So without further ado, let's get to rolling.
Okay.
This is why I'm a booktuber and not an athlete. I missed. I rolled the dice and it bounced off the tray into my lap. Oh my God, this is why I'm single. I'm just gonna drop it since I'm inept. I rolled a 1. I'm gonna do a reroll. So my rule for Jessie's deck of TBR is I'm allowed one reroll, but I have to go with whatever the second reroll yields. If I pull a 6, I can't go back and then decide to do the 1, if that makes sense. I rolled a 1 again. This is gonna be a longer video than I thought. Oh, okay. This is doable. So I have rolled a 4. I'm gonna pick it up and rotate it. I pulled a 4. 4. So that means I am going to shuffle my cards, and I'm just gonna pull 4 of them at random. Okay, so this is just me shuffling. This is how I shuffle in every single video. My little paw can barely hold all of these. Please kill me. Okay, so I'm gonna pick you. Oh God, I'm doing this so poorly. I'm gonna pick you. Okay, let's fan this out more attractively. Okay, I'm just gonna put these down. I don't know why all of a sudden I can't hold my own cards. All right, y'all, sorry there was a little interruption. I film on my phone and a friend called me and now we're here. Okay, so I've already pulled 3 cards, and I think that the last card I'm gonna go with let's just pull this one. I'm gonna put these back in the deck and we're gonna see what my deck of TBR picked out for me for the month of May. The first card, this is the Spoonie card, a mentally and or physically disabled, why did I say disabled that way? Disabled protagonist. I really love the artwork for this card in particular. It is one of my favorite illustrations that Olivia did. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling. I do have a bunch of books with disability rep that I want to get to, and I'm thinking specifically books with disability rep by Asian authors. I actually started reading this book. I hosted reading sprints for the Disability Readathon, and it was just a half-hour sprint, and I started this book and it was so freaking good, and it is by an AAPI author. I'll be right back. Let me go get it. Okay, so the book that I have selected is Disability Visibility by Alice Wong, a collection of essays centering disabled people. It has gotten a lot of attention on Bookstagram, but I haven't really seen any booktubers reading this, and it is supposed to be funny and hard-hitting and educational and to highlight the complexity that exists within disabled individuals. So I'm really excited about this one. I think it's actually quite perfect for the prompt. Okay, the next card that I'm going to pick is this is the Bharat card set in India. The TBR cards have smiled upon me. Again, this is another card which has an illustration that I really, really like. And I'm actually really surprised, but also very excited that I pulled it in the month of May. I actually went out and got a book by an Indian author that is set in India specifically because of this prompt. I knew that I didn't have any books like that, so then I went and picked that out. And that book is none other than The Splendor of Silence. I am really freaking excited about this book. I hauled this somewhat recently too. I think I hauled this like in February. Like I said, I got it specifically because I knew that I had that card prompt, and when I pulled it, I wanted to make sure that I had a book available. Also, I needed to have at least one book set in India on my shelves. Set in India during 4 searing pre-monsoon days in May of 1942, we are following 25-year-old U.S. Army captain who arrives at the state of Rudrakot in search of his missing brother Mike, carrying with him wounds from combat in Burma and several secrets. He falls hopelessly in love with Mila, daughter of the local political agent, who finds herself torn between loyalty to her family and Sam. I am very freaking excited about this book. Okay, I have 2 cards left. Okay, so I have pulled the Black Girl Magic card, science fiction with a black protagonist. And because it is AAPI month, and I also am in a sci-fi mood, I'm going to change this up a little bit. I'm going to be reading science fiction with an Asian protagonist for this prompt. And I have 2 books. My sci-fi shelves are over here. I've got 2 books in particular that I'm eyeing. The first one is Nine Fox Gambit by Yoon Ha Lee. And the second one is The 3-Body Problem by Shishin Liu. This one won the Hugo Award, but this was also Hugo and Nebula Award nominated, and I really want to read them both. But I think Nine Fox Gambit is the one that is calling to me the most right now. I'm honestly not sure what this is about. I know that Starla is a huge fan of it and that the protagonist is a female mathematician, I believe. This novel opens up with a disgraced captain who is known for her harsh tactics, who is trying to redeem herself. And her best hope is none other than an undead tactician who is known for having gone mad in his first life, massacring 2 armies, one of them his own.
I'm ready. I'm completely ready.
I've been in such an intense sci-fi fantasy mood. Give it to me. Yes, please. Give me all the blood. And yeah, I want that. I want that so freaking badly. And then the final card that I've pulled is the Get Graphic card. Own Voices book graphic novel with a neurodiverse protagonist. And I know for a fact, because I know my comics really well, I know for a fact that I don't have any comics centering an Asian neurodiverse individual. Please comment down below and recommend a comic that will fulfill this prompt. I'm gonna pick a different card because I know I don't have anything on my shelves. I have this AAPI graphic novel that I've been wanting to read. So we're just gonna add this into the TBR anyway. I talked about this in what haul was it? Oh, I talked about this in my Books That BookTube is Sleeping On video, and I said I wanted to read it. So this is the perfect excuse. Though they've only been friends since the beginning of the summer, Ren and Luna have become inseparable. But when something divides them and they end up going their separate ways, they find themselves thrown together once again when they are both picked for the same basketball team, but both of these girls play to win. The art seems really freaking stunning and beautiful. I love the use of colors. So I went ahead and pulled another card since I don't have any Asian neurodiverse comics on my shelves, a book centering immigration or an undocumented immigrant. And for that, I'm going to be reading The Last Story of Mina Lee. This is a book that I've been dying to read ever since it came out. I'm shocked that I haven't gotten to read it yet. 26-year-old Margot goes to visit her mother and finds her dead on the floor of her apartment. This sends her on a mission digging through her past, unraveling the tenuous invisible strings that held together her single mother's life as a Korean War orphan and an undocumented immigrant. And on this journey, it leads to Mina unexpectedly falling in love, and it's told through the lens of both the mother and the daughter who have struggled all their lives to understand each other. I love intergenerational storytelling, and I'm just really freaking excited about this book. I have been ever since it came out. I am also going to be reading A Dark Queen Rises, which is the sequel to Upon a Burning Throne. Upon a Burning Throne was picked last month for me by my TBR cards. I'm making a whole dedicated video about this book because I've almost done with it. Actually, I immediately finished that book and started this immediately, like immediatamente. I'm going to finish this pretty soon and you're going to see a dedicated review, so I'm not going to give a synopsis. I am also going to be reading Jade City, which I did not get to last month, and then I am also going to be reading Sorrowland by River Solomon. This was gifted to me by my friend Jessica over at Books and Margs on Instagram. One of my most anticipated releases from non-binary autistic Black author River Solomon. This is about a hunted woman named Vern who is 7 months pregnant and escapes a strict religious compound. But when the community that she escaped from refuses to let her go, she unleashes incredible brutality to protect herself and her small family. That is all I need to know. I have been anticipating this book for so freaking long. There's just no way that I can't read it this month, so I'm really excited. I'm going to be participating in the Asian Readathon, and I'm so excited. Some of these books are going to be for the Asian Readathon as well, and I'm going to do an Asian Readathon vlog. So in that vlog video, I will talk about which of these books I'm reading for which prompts. And then the final book that I'm going to be reading is Arsenic and Adobo. Super freaking excited about this one. This is the first book in a culinary series, and it is about a young woman, a young Filipino woman who begins helping out at this restaurant that her tia owns. The restaurant is failing, and to make matters worse, her ex-boyfriend, who is a really well-known and brutal restaurant critic, turns up dead. She is the #1 suspect, and so she kind of has to solve this mystery before,
she goes to jail.
So I'm really freaking excited about this. I got this last month in the Book of the Month subscription box, and I cannot freaking wait. So these are the books that I'm going to be reading this month for the month of May. What AAPI books will you be reading this month? I would love to know. And if you made it this far in the video, comment down below with the fire emoji, since there is little flames on the bottom of this book. I'm so freaking excited about this book. I want to say a hot sauce emoji, but I don't know if there is one. So let me know if there's a hot sauce emoji. Just throw that down there too. Okay, that's gonna do it for this video. Stay safe, wear your mask, and I hope to see you in my next video.